Hello YouTube. Excuse me, how are you doing today? I've been trying to do as much research I can right now on this coming economic collapse, And whenever I do research like this, I'll go and see what the experts that operate within the matrix are saying, that they don't even know this shit is going on, or that it's fake, And then I look at it too from someone that understands that all of that is fake, and then I look at it too, from the whole standpoint of what would they accomplish by collapsing the economy, and their interest in doing all this. So you gotta, any type of time you're doing any type of research, you gotta look at it from a lot of different ways, And I mean, it's really a reality for me, because I mean, throughout history, and you see where it's happening around the world right now. And look at the conditions where they collapse an economy in a country where they're not like us. It's very devastating for a nation like this, where we're where we become so dependent, So what will you do? I think this is very important for your prepping, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm trying to show you guys a lot of these simple ways to make money, man. Because right now you have to stack your money, and you have to invest it. And he says, I mean, look at what the Bitcoin and these cryptocurrencies, they're just skyrocketing right now. I mean, in the beginning, first guy bought Bitcoins. I think he bought like 5,000 of them for $25 to $30, and now they're worth it like, $2,500 each. And you hear a lot of people say, no, this is the mark of the beast. And, I don't believe that, currency is going to be the market of the beast was not going to have nothing to do with currency, just for the simple fact that, God said, give Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and then you give to me what belongs to me. So, currency is not the mark of the beast, And I'm going to have to do some more study into the scriptures, because there's so many ideas of what the mark of the beast can be. But, God don't joke around. He gives you the answers, He doesn't do it like that, The answers are there. It's going to be a sign on your hand and your forehead. I mean, what does that mean? That could just mean, what is the symbols of your hands? Those are your works. What's the symbol on your forehead? That's where your mind is at, It could be that. I don't know. I'm just speculating, But yeah, you guys, you got to start investing in these other methods, because the reality is it might not be the end. Life as we know it might change fast, because this, this country is, I mean, the country's been bankrupt since 1933, But the reality is, be in a position to make the transition in a changing world. That's a big part of prepping, like I said, maneuvering through the matrix, Buy some gold before you can't buy it at all, Buy some of these Bitcoins before they're too expensive to even buy it, period. Don't make, everybody nowadays, nobody carries cash, man. I mean, where I'm at, it's a little different, man. Cash is king, But the majority of Americans, they have direct deposit from their payroll to the bank account, There is no cash transactions, they've been trying to get rid of that a long time, with their online purchases and stuff like that. And So yeah, make the transitions. And you know what? Fuck excuses, guys, because that's part. Even I struggle with it, man. That's how the bad they got the mind messed up. If you look at any entrepreneurs that ever really did anything, and I'm not talking, some of these guys, they knew right off rip, because, a great book that you guys might want to read is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And he explains, how rich people teach their kids at home at the dinner table and at home, They let them go to school, get your degrees, whatever, but what you need to know is going to come from us. And, I know I didn't get that. I had a fucking piece of shit alcoholic dad that, even at a young age, when you're starting to dream, they'll tell you, you're just dreaming, you ain't going to do shit. Well, what kind of shit is that to tell a kid, man? And that's the difference between the kids out here that are successful and are, don't get me wrong, some people figure it out themselves, guys like us, we figured it out ourselves. But, all of the ones that had, the entrepreneurs that had to figure it out themselves, the first thing they said is, I had to stop making excuses. There are no excuses other than my own, that I am creating, that the Matrix has designed us to create, to think that we can't be, he's like, the dude said, when I decided one day that, yeah, I'm a millionaire already, I just need to follow through. He said that's when he became a millionaire. He stopped making excuses, and he didn't let nothing stop him from doing it. And that's what I'm showing you guys, man. From doing little projects at home that you can sell to getting out there and hustling, man. I tell you, if you guys watch that guy, Ben's Carts on YouTube, man, and he talks about all this all the time, the excuses that he's got people coming up with why they haven't been successful in this. And, he talks about the excuses he used to make himself. And, you guys got to, we all got to get out of this mindset, because right now, before we can't do it no more, we got to make as much money as we can to invest in these other types of currencies that are iffy, if you ask me anyway. I mean, like, back when I had the chance to buy gold when I was, when it was at cheap prices, I used to tell myself, well, what the fuck, man? Like, yeah, I might, melt it down and make bullets out this shit, but if it's that bad, where are you going to spend it in the first place, right? But that's the, it's realistic, man. You guys want to have a safe net, man. That's my whole goal right now. I mean, I got to get my health in order, and I'm planning on, I can build a home over in Indonesia for cheap, to fall back on if I need to ditch this country for whatever reason. And I would rather live over there in a small village, man, where people, I mean, everybody can be manipulated, man, but it's better to be in like a small village somewhere than it is to be, in Metro Detroit, man. It's, one of the biggest populated counties in America. So think about that, guys. Think about, economic collapse is a reality. I mean, what better way? That's how they've done it. They did it during the Great Depression. It's been done several other times. If you look at the dates, it's been done in America, and it's used around the world. It's a textbook thing for them, a weapon. It works. And the great Look at how many people were standing in food lines in the 30s during the Great Depression. And that's back when people were still, coming out the farms into the factories, and most people still grew their own food, gardens and stuff like that, So look how devastating it's going to be in economic collapse this time. You want to have cash on you, because the first thing that's going to be froze is the banks, your credit cards, shit like that, electronic transactions, of Americans' currency. So cash will be very important at that very moment that happens. And what might be even more important is gold or Bitcoin. Don't think about, like I said, don't think that the mark of the beast is some type of currency, because we got proof right from the scriptures. God said, give to Caesar what is Caesar's and belongs to Caesar. the coin that had Caesar on it, and, you know, give to me what belongs to me, you know. So no, it's not going to be currency. That's not the mark of the beast. So don't worry about, you know, whether you're buying Bitcoin or what type of currency you're having and stuff like that. You know, currency has been a thing, you know, since the beginning of time. Now, unfortunately, it's not like it was back in the beginning of time, you know, where a day's wage for a day's work in gold or silver. You know, now it's, you know, the fiat currency and the fake currencies and stuff like that. But, you know, these are things to think about, man, and part of your prepping plan, man. So, like I said, who knows exactly how it will go down, you know. It could just be the difference between people that prepared properly. They just have to make the transition, and they don't have to suffer like everybody else is going to have to. And then of course, too, you know, I think of the Bitcoin, too. I mean, you know, whoa, that's a perfect excuse for an EMP to just destroy, you know, it's electronic currency, right? E-currency. So, and not only that, this is a perfect example, too, to just crash everything. And, you know, that's how they would bring in their, you know, one world currency or whatever. Because, you know, China's not... Everybody's bubble's about to burst right now around the world, you know. So, nobody's going to be exempt from it totally, you know. So, we'll see if this is how they, you know, push through a one world currency. And, you know, I don't care, you know, like I said, I'm not worried about currency. It doesn't affect me one bit, you know. It's just a way to trade. It's not the mark of the beast, you know, to where, you know, it's going to be something else, you know, definitely. And, you know, you guys, come on, we all have to stop making excuses. I'm waiting for a ride right now to go get my permits and stuff to set up, man. And, you know, I overthink a lot of things, you know, and, you know, I'm just going to go with simple food, man. Stuff that I know that sells. I'm not going to, and especially around here, I mean, if these guys with their hot dog carts selling their bullshit, cheap-ass fucking hot dogs are banking it, that's all I'm going to do, you know. I'm going to sell quality products, you know, simple stuff. And hopefully I'll have an update for you guys here within the next 2 weeks how that's going, and also, you know, within the next month about how my e-commerce is going. So think about that, guys. Get your mind right, and stand fast. Have a great day.